Hey gang, it's Editing Noah here again. We had some technical difficulties on my end this week, so my audio's a little effed. Sorry about that. Try to enjoy anyway.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barrier to Entry, episode 5, the show where three jerks watch TV. My name is Noah.
I'm Sebastian.
And I'm Bobby.
And we are locked in on intros. Finally.
We're back, bro.
This will never happen again.
Yes.
We will never mess up the intro again. Okay,
right.
So I think we can just jump right in. I don't think we have anything to talk about preamble-wise.
No.
This week we watched Shojin Sentai Jetman episodes 9 and 10. If you'd like to watch along with us, figure it out. Legally, I cannot tell you how to watch this show.
Mm-hmm.
But you're all smart people and you have the internet, so you know.
True.
All right. The first episode we are discussing today is Shojin Sentai Jetman episode 9, Muddy Love. Muddy Love. Okay, so we open in this fashion storage facility, I think, is the idea.
Yeah.
On a security guard walking around, and there's all these creepy mannequins and all these things. And then he walks into a room and Tran's there waiting for him. And Tran puts a dimension bug onto a sewing machine, and then that sewing machine becomes Fashion Dimension. And this guy's awesome.
He is.
I like Fashion
He's
one
Dimension.
of the better designs.
He's got this huge sewing machine head that's also a jaw, and he's got a big bow tie on and scissors for hands. I thought he was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Scissor Dimension, Fashion
That could
Dimension.
be a few things, you know.
Yes, Fashion Dimension creates a set of clothes and throws it onto the security guard, and he becomes very dapper. And then he pulls out a gun and starts shooting the mannequins.
Yeah, he's got a mafia fit on. I think that was the implication, but I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Not.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the Jetman base, Raita is getting ready for a date. But he's very insistent that it's not a date. And this is, it's very easy to figure out who the episode's going to be about based on who the first ranger you see is.
Yeah.
And so we were all like, oh, it's a Raita episode, finally.
And it actually was. It
It was.
Sometimes they'd be faking you out, but.
Last week with the fake Akko episode.
Yeah.
So, that happens. He's meeting, it's not a date, he's meeting an old friend from back home named Satsuki. And, he goes to the park and he's fantasizing about when they first met. When they first met was when he was 10 years old and he was doing the mud race for his town.
The town mud race. Everybody has a town mud race growing up, bro.
True.
Got one of those.
This is classic youth group activity, in my mind.
Kinda
You
is,
know,
yeah. It's like
a cadet thing.
Olympic Games type thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Boy Scouts or something,
Yeah.
something like that. Something big. So Satsuki, as a child, went up to Raita and was like, if you win the mud race, I will marry you. And so he wins the mud race, and now they have to get married legally.
True. She said it when
It's
she was
legally
5,
binding.
and everything you say when you're 5 is what
That's
you have
legally
to do.
binding.
Yes, correct.
So she comes up to him as he's looking at a photo of her, and she's in the photo. She's dressed in her high school uniform that they have in Japan, and then he turns around and she's dressed in this neon green leopard print dress.
It's pretty
with, a light
out
jacket.
there, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if this was the style in 1991 in Japan.
Well, I don't
It
know. I
might
think
have
it's with how the episode unfolds. It's supposed to be flamboyant. I think is the point, especially when she goes out when they go out into the town, and they're it's all crowded.
Mhm.
Everybody else looks normal. It's just her that looks stupid.
So they go out to a very fanciful restaurant, and she orders some foreign food. And Rachel's like, give me some curry with eggs on top. And the guys at the restaurant's like, we don't have that. And he's like, oh, just give me the foreign food that she's getting. And then he has to go figure out how he's going to pay because it's a very expensive restaurant. And the waiter comes up to her and is like, oh, we're out of the food that you wanted. And she takes out this big date book, and she's like, give me something else from the date book.
Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be she's faking it too,
I guess.
like Raita. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that's happening. Fashion Dimension is poisoning our are very institutions that we hold so dear. You know, he goes to
Ooh.
the police and he turns them into criminals. He turns a bunch of people into ninjas. Uh,
And pirates,
Pirates.
bro.
Pirates, yep. So the
Yes.
other 4 Jetmen turn up to fight the. Okay, so I'll explain the question dimension's power. His ability is that he turns people into whatever. He changes their personality based on the clothes that he gives them. So if he gives you ninja clothes, you become an evil ninja.
Mm-hmm.
So the Jetmen turn up to fight these people, and Guy is like about to kill one of the ninjas, and Ryu has to be like, "Hey, these are like normal people. Like we don't have
This is
to
the
kill them."
dude, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, he was about to stab him. He was about to stab him with like a sword.
And as they're being flanked on both sides by the ninjas and the pirates, Ryu is about to call Raita for backup, and Guy comes up to him and is like, "Hey, Raita will only get 3 dates in his life. Leave him alone."
Can't
Like
tell
a
if he's
life or
being a
death
hater or
situation.
he's being a homie.
Both. It's both.
Yeah.
And then Akko and Kaori are like, "Yeah, we can do it without him because he just got his date." Cut to a montage of Raita and Satsuki on a date. They're just like going through Tokyo using the date book, and they come up. By the way, during this whole montage, there's like these really nice illustrations they had done in like a shoujo
Mhm.
manga style. I thought that was really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They come up to this bar at the end of their date, and they're just hanging out. And then this patron sends Satsuki a drink in a very suggestive manner. And Renta goes, "Satsuki, that's alcohol. You can't drink that." And she goes, "It's just a little bit of alcohol." And then it cuts to them outside, and she's like growing up.
Yep.
Yeah, it kind of puts into perspective how like we don't really know how old a lot of them are, other
No.
than well, I guess we know Akko because she's a high schooler,
Yeah.
a high school age, and then didn't it say that it said that
Ryu
was like
was
27.
26.
27,
Yeah.
I think.
but we don't really know Raida or Kaori's age, and this kind of
And
puts
we
that in perspective.
I had assumed, just because the setup of TV shows usually is there's like, if there's going to be a kid character, there's only one of them. And so I
Mhm.
have just assumed everybody else was around Ryu's age. And
Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
Kaori was a little younger.
it's like implied that Raida like owns his own farm and he's farming
Yeah.
his own stuff, but I guess he could have been like working with his family. I don't know. It's maybe he just maybe it's like the implication, because you know the whole thing is that like Satsuki has changed a lot, right? So I
Yeah.
guess it's just like where they grew up, the societal norm was that nobody drinks or something like that. It could be something more along those lines than like you're too young to drink.
Yeah. Wink. So, yeah, that's like a little clarification, because like on an American show, or not on any show, like drinking is such a thing because in any given like first world country, you can figure out how old the drinking age is, right? Like it's not just like something everybody does.
Mhm.
And so, like to tie a like kind of pivotal plot point in this episode to a character's age, and then not give us those characters' ages, or like an event
Right.
that is age,
Yeah.
give us those characters' ages is very funny.
Or at least be clear enough to tell the audience that it's not about age, and it was
Right.
kind of just really mysterious. But
So she throws up, and Raita is like, "Man, I liked you more when you were not flamboyant and drinking." And I was like,
True.
Raita, what?
yeah, like
really-
it's one sip and she didn't even like it. Like she clearly
Yeah.
doesn't drink, kind of.
Right.
It's like, God forbid you want to do something fun in like in like a mall or like wherever they
Right.
are, right? Like she's literally just like, let's go get some ice cream, let's go shopping. That's it. But he's like, like you've changed. I just don't like you anymore. It's like these
Well,
are just
and
normal
even-
things that people like to do.
And I think it also, it's like a thing where like the clothes matter because there's like a fashion monster in this episode, and so like he doesn't like the outfit she's wearing, and that's to taste or whatever. But like, do you think she always dresses like this? And like, does he believe that her new clothes are like a shift in personality, or like, it's very unclear why he's like anti this change.
Yeah, the entire like lesson that's supposed to be learned in this episode is very unclear. Like
It
every
gets very
step of the
muddy.
way.
Wait,
Ooh.
is this show better than we thought it was?
Okay.
No,
Well,
I don't
let's slow
think
down.
so.
So she goes running off because Raita was a dick, and she gets caught by the fashion dimension. Raita goes after her, ends up in the quarry. Tran in the fashion dimension, who, by the way, we forgot to mention, fashion dimension talks. And I think this
True.
is the first time that the monster has talked for more than like 2 lines.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the
Very
next
new.
monster talks way more in the next episode.
I liked it.
Bro,
I liked
I
the
liked
change.
it.
I like it too because I like that. I like them having personalities, even though they're only going to be here like an episode or 2.
Yeah,
Right.
It makes it more fun. So, Raita gets cornered by Tran in the fashion dimension, and he's getting blown up. And then the fashion dimension brings out Satsuki in a Terminator fit with a big ass gun.
Yeah.
yeah. It is. It's quite funny. Like, what was the outfit that they found for her? Like,
have no
in
idea.
Japan, do they just sell like you can look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2? Like, I don't know. It's weird.
In the 90s, Japan, I would not be surprised if they
She
did.
kind of
Yeah,
looks like a really low rent Matrix cosplayer.
Yeah, she's like
Right,
wearing
yeah.
all leather, but she also has a laser gun. Like her outfit comes with a laser gun, which implies that whatever she's looking like has a laser gun.
I think Tran said she's like a lady sniper who never misses. But like
guess,
that's
bro.
not an outfit.
I like is like this Japan that we're in like a super futuristic, and the military has laser guns in this
I
one.
mean,
guess?
I mean,
don't know.
if they're able to develop a super soldier program and have like flying machines, probably, but
Yes.
it's a little bit much. Like
Yeah.
it feels really out of nowhere.
If I were writing this episode, or if I was adapting this episode into an episode of Power Rangers, like this wouldn't just be fashion. Like this would be a Halloween episode.
True,
Because like he's already made ninjas and pirates. Like, and I don't think they celebrate Halloween in Japan. At least they don't the same way that we do.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I can see that being a barrier. But like that would be my mindset. Is like we've given them all costumes.
Yeah.
But whatever. So the other Jetmen show up. Raita morphs. He's like, I'm gonna free her from the mind control. He starts recreating the mud run that he did when he was a kid. She breaks out of the mind control. They beat up the monster. Raita throws 5 rocks on him at minimum.
He's
Like,
just tossing boulders at him. I don't know where.
why
he's
is
getting
this
them
his
from,
special move? He did it last week and this week. Like,
but- Yeah, and we're
And
gonna
his
see it
Zord-
again
his
in the
plane
next
does it.
episode. Spoiler alert: the
like-
Rock
Yeah.
comes back.
Rock will come back. Rock will return. It's so funny how it's like everybody. Like I don't think anybody else does anything like that because they have like the gauntlet. Ooh, they have the gauntlet. They have the gun, and they have the sword.
Well,
But like Raita's the only one who's like, I'm gonna throw something.
it's
I
weird
have
because
a special rock move.
the connection that I thought it was when they're in their ships, they have like special things that
Right.
they do, right? And then Raita's thing in his ship is a claw, which you can pick anything up with, but only
Right.
seems to pick up boulders. And then, but
Mhm.
their like ship ability doesn't correlate to their like regular suit ability for anybody except for Raita. Raita's the only one where it's like, yeah, I'm just rocks all the way through.
it's just
like
because
odd.
Raita is like the big fat one.
Yeah, they're like,
Like-
what's
I'm not
large?
saying Raita's fat, but like I think
Yeah,
the position of the show is that Raita is fat, right?
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
not even fat in the show, but like I guess like the standards in Japan are much different than the standards in
Yeah.
the US. Funny.
So
Once again, barrier.
yep, they blow up the monster. They 2-shot it in the Megazord.
Hmm.
We go to the end of the episode. Raita's like, "Man, Satsuki, I'm really sorry that I was so mean to you." And Satsuki goes, "No, you were kind of right." She's wearing like a completely different outfit.
It's insane. It's crazy. Like,
Like, I guess,
they
bro.
just ruined the lesson for the episode, I guess, in the last
Like,
30
right, like-
seconds.
And then he sees her off in a train. End of episode.
Yeah,
What a-
freeze frame too.
It's like low key.
True.
It would have been one of the better episodes in terms of like the theme and the lesson,
Right.
Because it ties into every part of it with the goons also changing their
Yeah.
costume, but still being the same person, you know. And then
Yeah.
they ruin it, and at the end they're like, all the payoff is flushed down the toilet.
I wonder if it's like this is a show for boys primarily, and it's a show primarily written by men, especially at this point in time. And also, it's in a country where men are very like socially dominant, and also it's in a time when men are very socially dominant, right? Like 20, 30 years ago now. And so I wonder if it was like, we can't show the man being too wrong, or else like
It's probably something like that. Yeah.
I feel like Rights
I-
is a
I don't
self-insert
even know
just a
if that
little bit.
was. I don't even know if that was intentional, or if that was just like subconsciously. That's how they
It could,
think.
yeah, like it could just be that they didn't really have a lesson in this episode, and it just kind of happens by happenstance.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff correlated. I don't know.
So, episode 10, cup noodles.
Cup.
This is the craziest
This
episode.
is, if I could only show people one episode of this show so far, it would be this one.
No.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. It's weird because it is. I do think it's one of the better episodes, but at the same time, you show them this episode and they'll be like, "This show rocks," and then they watch every other episode and they're like, "It's nothing like."
They're gonna be so
episode."
disappointed.
That's true. So,
Don't like the 4th arranged marriage episode? What's wrong with you?
true. So we were talking as the episode started, and we were like, all right, take bets. You know, they just did an episode about Hunter. How many more Gallery Ryu episodes do we have before we get the next episode about those games? It's this one, apparently, because it
kind
opens
of,
on Akko walking home with her friends from school. But I was like, oh, this is an episode where Guy tries to get with a high schooler.
Yeah,
He would do it too. You know he would do it.
You
and
would.
he already has tried. To be fair,
Yeah.
with
True, that's
So-
true.
So we open on Akko walking home from school with her friends, and then from a nearby window, Tatsuda, who I'm just gonna call Noodle Bro or Noodle Guy
Yeah.
for the
Noodle
rest of this
creep,
episode.
noodle stalker.
Noodle Stalker comes out of his room and is like, Akko, do you want to eat some noodles with me? And it's
No!
less creepy. It's just creepy, and it's played more like as a nerdy, nervous guy.
Yeah,
But like, again, maybe
This
this is
episode's creepy.
you
This
could have
episode's
done it
creepy.
differently.
this rare noodle from 1983. Do you want to try it? And she's like, no. And then she tells her friends, she's like, that is an upperclassman who's really like weird, and I don't want to date him, but he's like obsessed with me. So Noodle Bro goes back to like his room, to his goon chamber, where he has a picture of Akko amongst like literally hundreds of cups of noodles.
Yeah,
With
it's a lot.
Spanish flag.
Yeah,
it's
the flag of
quite
Spain is
odd.
there. It's a
You know,
little
the
bit
classic thing that
interesting.
teenage Japanese boys have in their rooms, the Spanish
They're,
flag.
they're just big fans of Spain for whatever reason. Like,
Is he a LARPer? Does he LARP loving Spain?
So he goes to like cry, and then the god of noodles comes out of his closet. And it's
Noodle
just a big
God.
cup of noodles, and then a kettle of water floats over and fills it, and then he sprouts arms and legs made out of noodles. And
well,
his
one of
face
his arms is
is
a
a
fork.
fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. This is
It is one of the better designs.
Design.
It's great. Yeah.
It is a better design than like diamond dimension and class dimension or whatever.
God of Noodles is like, I have chosen you to create the greatest noodle in history.
He's like his
It's a-
acolyte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they spend all day like building the perfect cup noodle, and then the next day Ryder runs into the base and he's like, "You guys gotta see this commercial." it's the cup noodle and Noodle Bro selling little Akko noodles, which is done. It's like the big selling point is that it's ready within 1 minute, which is how long do you guys
Cannot
make
be
it
safe.
for usually?
Cannot be safe.
I mean, like if I'm making a cup noodle and like I'm just pouring water into the thing and I'm putting it in the microwave, it's usually like 3 minutes probably.
Okay. I probably do 3 or 4 minutes
Mhm.
when I make mine.
I like my noodles a little chewy, you know, a little al dente.
Yeah. Okay. So
I would not, if I saw this commercial, I would not trust the product. Because what do you mean, like, my food is ready in
Well, I
1
mean,
minute?
it is a
Ramen
cup
is.
noodle, to be fair. That is kind of like the point,
And-
but
yeah, and I mean you can buy like frozen meals and stuff that are ready within like 60 seconds or whatever. It's not that. out of
it's
question.
usually not as good as the other stuff. But you know,
No.
it's probably edible to an extent.
So Akko sees the commercial and is just like dumbfounded. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" And okay, listener, we're like 7 minutes into the episode at this point, and so I was
Yeah.
like, are the Vyram just not involved in this at all? Like,
Yeah.
is this just like a random
Rant-
like with this
yeah.
noodles? Luckily, it cuts to the Vyram dimension, and it turns out the god of noodles is actually the noodle dimension. But like for like literally the whole episode up until this point, I was like, is he just like a random third party? Like,
It's really interesting, to be honest, because to this point, I think every other episode, the beginning of the episode is like the character that they're going to focus on for like a minute or two, then they cut away to like whatever the next dimension is going to be, right? And it shows some random civilian getting attacked by after the bug latches onto something, and then in this episode they just decided to completely forego that, which maybe it's like a time concern thing. I don't know. It's weird.
We had to get more of the catchy noodle song, which they play during the commercial.
They recognize that they created the best character they could have possibly created, and they're like,
So
we got to
true.
give him the max amount of screen time.
They were like, we peaked with this one. We really peaked with Noodle God.
If this show was a like modern day anime, and there was just a random episode where like there was an evil noodle monster. Do you know how many pins and stickers would be sold of this freaking like guy? Like,
unironically, he would be in Dead by Daylight, like I said during this.
He would,
during the watch.
If Toei really locked in, and like this next couple of series now, and they broadcast it in America, they could sell so many pins of freaking a noodle monster of some kind.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, the whole team is making fun of Mako for having her little stalker. And Renta eats like 8 cups of these noodles. We find out that eating the noodles makes it so that the noodle dimension can make you very impatient. You want everything done in 1 minute. Like the ramen.
Yeah, that I didn't pick up on that till now, to be honest.
So Ryder starts wigging out, and like he starts throwing Ryu and Guy like throughout the base. He was like sliding them out.
Yeah, he was kind of goated. Like they usually don't position the side characters like that to be as strong as that.
No,
Raita carries this episode. I'm not gonna lie.
So Akko is like, wait, shoot, I know a guy obsessed with noodles. She goes to Noodle Bro's apartment where Noodle Dimension is about to kill him, and she saves him. And then they have this whole fight on a playground. And in the fight, Akko's bracer, her transformation device, gets knocked off her wrist, so she can't transform. And then she gets bound to some of the playground equipment by a bunch of noodles. And so Noodle Bro comes in and starts fighting the noodle monster. And by fighting, I mean like Benny Hill running around the playground.
It's funny because like the footage is literally like 2 times speed while they're like cartoonishly running around like swing sets and slides and stuff.
As Bobby mentioned earlier, it's like a Dead by Daylight.
It's like a loop,
chase.
bro. He's looping them.
Yeah, it's like a loop.
So the ramen dimension, noodle dimension, starts running out of water, which is how he survives. And Noodle Bro picks up on this, and he sees him floating a kettle of water over, and so he jumps up and grabs it out of the air and starts spilling it on the ground and on himself, like burning himself with this boiling hot water. And anyway, then Raya shows up, and Raya is still like very impatient. He's still hopped up on the noodles, and so he slimes out the noodle dimension, and he's like, Akko, hurry, transform! I'm like, hurry up! Akko transforms. Everybody shows up. They beat up the monster. They go giant size. Rida is like, hurry, I'm not waiting for you. Call the Zords. Summons the Zords. They start fighting in the jet machines because Akko gets her jet machines stuck in a giant noodle cup. And Rida picks up a big rock and frees her from the cup.
He does the rock thing again.
For Megazord, Rhino, it cuts to inside of the Megazord, Rhino's like chained up inside his legs, like holding him in place. Especially did.
Yeah. What? Did you think I dissociated or something? What?
It looks like you're about to fall asleep, Loki.
No. Guys, this is how I always look. It's just like the thing about this episode, right, is it's so like I feel exhausted after watching it because it just like took me out of it. I was not expecting anything to happen in this,
There's
and
going
I'm
to be
just
a
thinking,
spectrum of
I
ratings.
like my brain just went fried because I was like, oh wait, we have to talk about Raita dropping the rock on Monster. I was thinking about that clip because he does it again. That's my bad.
So they summon the sword, kill him, and then it cuts to Akko talking to her stalker, and she's like, "You better not do that again." Her stalker is like, "Unless I come up with a better formula." The little Akko giggles and never changes. Haha.
Guys, don't you just love the Stalker? Don't you just enjoy his presence as a character? Isn't he so
Weird.
endearing?
It's odd.
It's
This
very
was such a
odd.
weird one. Like genuinely, like
Don't even
I
know what
glossed
to
over a
talk.
lot of it. Listener, if you have in your capabilities to watch Shojin Sentai Jetman, and you have not been doing so up until this point, I urge you strongly to go watch episode 10.
If there's one episode you're gonna watch episode 10.
I guess make it this one. Like, I don't know. I guess.
Should we
I guess.
should we get into the ratings?
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Yes.
I don't have
Talk to me
anything else
about-
to add.
Talk to me about episode 9.
It was okay. Like it's not. It's definitely better than the Ryu like marriage one because we've had this is the third arranged marriage thing or like marriage thing
It's
where
the
one of
third. It's the third episode about relationships, like about
Yeah.
dating.
So it's okay. I would say it's better than the Ryu one because nothing really happened in that one. It was honestly like one of the worst episodes. But this one was okay. I think it like the action was fun. The monster like the fashion dimension was really cool. I thought he was a really cool design, and I thought the power idea for him was really cool. My main problem is that the message gets like really muddy. Like, oh, the episode name, oh my
Whoa.
gosh. But it gets really muddy because like you don't like I guess like you change yourself depending on what you wear, like how you present yourself is how you want to be seen or something. I I still don't get the message, but and it's like it kind of seems like like the show didn't get it either because they backtrack on it. Raita doesn't really earn the lesson at the end. Like he doesn't really like he makes like the statement of what the lesson is supposed to be, but there wasn't really a scene for that to be determined, right? It's just kind of, oh, that's the lesson of the episode. I'm glad that it was actually a Raita episode though. That was pretty cool. Like they don't usually, because I've gotten really sick and tired of the guy Kaori and Ryu's stuff, and it's good to have a break in between those. Because the last two episodes didn't really feel like they had a specific focus character. Kind of just feels like they were just doing whatever they wanted. But it was okay. It wasn't bad. It could have definitely been better. There were cool illustrations there during the shopping thing, but it was just okay. I'd give it like maybe a 7. Don't laugh, but 6 or 7. I'd give it one of those two.
You gotta pick.
7, I
Gotta
guess.
pick for the Google Doc, bro. You can't put 6 or 7
True.
on the Google
I
Doc.
can't. Yeah. Now Noah's actually tracking these, so I can't just say one of these two. I'll give it a 7. It was okay.
Right. Bobby, hit me.
I mostly agree. I think it's good that it was a Raida episode, and for the most part, I liked his presence in the episode. I also thought the message was weird. Like, not only did I not really understand what the message was fully, like if I had to say what it was, it would be that like it would be kind of like a don't judge a book by its cover type of thing, right? Like just because somebody looks different than they were or they have changed doesn't mean that they are bad now or something like that. And I actually thought it tied in pretty well throughout the entire episode, like I said, with obviously the stuff with Satsuki and Raida, but also it ties into the fashion dimension where all of the civilians that he changes with their outfits, it changes their motivations and stuff like that, but they're still the same person, right? so you could kind of use it there. But then in the end, they just flush it all down the toilet by making Satsuki conform to what Raida wanted her to be like, right? So I do like that they kind of gave Raida a love interest, but then sent her off. So it's like now he's not just like this chud on the team. He's not like this guy that gets no women compared to everybody else,
And
or this
gets hit in the balls constantly.
Yeah, like he's not just the comedic relief anymore. Like he has some kind of motivation or whatever. I liked Fashion Dimension a lot. I thought his design was really cool. Overall, like it didn't do anything aggressively bad, but it also didn't do anything really good. I would probably give it a 6. It was,
Right.
It was certainly better than like the okay episodes, but it did enough it had enough weird decisions to where it's not up into that 7, 8, 9, 10 category.
Fair enough. I'm breaking me and Bobby's twinning streak because I'm also going to give it a 7.
It's
I was kind of back and forth on it for a little bit. I think these are the things that I think are like weird about the episode. I think it's weird for a show that like is kind of infamous for like explaining things over and over again, to like not really explain its message very well.
Yeah.
Like we've all been talking about, like, we all kind of thought it was going one way, or that they were trending towards this specific lesson, and then they also undo it at the end. But also throughout the episode, like, it's very kind of unclear what Ryder's thought process is, like, behind his decisions. Like, it needed like 1 or 2 more scenes where he's like, oh, like, I wish, like, I missed this about Satsuki, but she seems different now because of X, Y, and Z. But he just never says anything, and then like ends up chewing her out, and it's like, you suck now. And it's like, okay, well, like,
yeah. It makes him a little less likable, I'd say, for all things considered.
Well, and then, because it's just confusing.
Yeah, but if they had said at the end, like, Rhino was wrong and he learned a lesson, then it's like, oh, it's character development. But then they're like, oh, but Satsuki's okay with it.
Yeah, she agrees.
Sure.
Like, she was the
Problem resolved, I guess.
All's
well that ends well.
But I liked the monster. I thought the challenge of, like, I thought creating all these different obstacles of the fashion was really cool. Like how often do they just fight ninjas on this show? Or like, you know what I mean? Like
Footman.
So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And then I thought the final like fight bit where Raya is like crawling up the muddy hill and all these things, which I didn't mention in the recap, but in that part of the episode, Raida's in suit and he like is falling through the mud and everything, and it's like, oh, they like got that suit dirty, they took it into the mud, which is like something that like an American show would never do, because there's only so many of those costumes and they put so much money into it, but like on this show, because the budget is so low, they can afford to do that. Yeah, so that's largely why I put it in a 7. It's just like, I thought the action was fun, and like Bobby said, I do like that there's this side character out there for Raida to like be attached to, and there's a possibility, however small, that she comes back, and they leave the door open for her to come back. So I think like if there's a plot there that they want to develop, I think that would be really interesting too.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I give it a 7. All right, Bobby, talk to me about episode 10.
Oh, I think it's probably one of the more like polarizing episodes in the series. I think like in a vacuum, it's really good. I thought, the monster design was really cool. I like that they did away with kind of the waste of time that was introducing the monsters a lot of the time. Like, I think this completely works where you can just like throw the guy in there and that's who he is. You don't really need a background where he's taking up 2 minutes of your 20 minutes to introduce himself for whatever reason. There wasn't really a lesson to be learned in this one. It was just fun. It was like there's this weird guy who likes cup noodles, and then the literal god of cup noodles shows himself to him, and then he turns out to be a dimension, and then
this is a regular show episode.
It is. Yeah, it's pretty. This is something that would happen in a regular show. Yeah, and the fight outside of the like DVD loop around the playground, I thought that the fighting was pretty cool. They actually did something unique with it, where putting Akko in the cup noodle. I thought that was really fun.
Mhm.
Something different, and believe it or not, the cup noodle monster was probably the most formidable opponent that the group has seen to this point. Put up more of a fight than Radiguet, I'd say.
True.
Probably.
Wait, sure.
Oh,
actually
absolutely.
actually got like a lick off of the Megazord, right? And it's like it was fun. The action was great. The designs were cool. By doing an episode like this where there isn't really a lesson to be learned, they can't mess up the lesson, which is something they've done often. So
True.
like it's kind of like a a five head idea to just not do that, right? But it is the biggest knock, I'd say, is that it just doesn't feel like the rest of the show. It feels like filler, like nothing really of substance happens. But that can only knock it so much. I am an infamous lover of filler. I like filler in most shows, as long as if it's good filler. I think it's really fun when you can encapsulate a story into one episode of your series. And so as a filler fan, I really enjoy this episode. I'd probably give it an 8. Not everything has to move the story forward every time. If you have a fun idea that you want to put into your show that generally works with the formula, then to go for it.
Well, and the bright side of this show is it's pre-streaming, and so they have 50 plus episodes that they have to fill.
Bro, like if you're gonna have if you get funded to make 50 episodes of a show, there's going to be a few of them to where it's just not going to have a lot to do with the main plot. That's just what has to happen. Mm-hmm. So, and if you can make it fun, like actually good, filler is bad when it's not a good episode, but when filler is good, it can be some of the best episodes in a series, and this is one of the better episodes in the series.
I agree. Sebastian, talking about episode 10.
It was fine. I thought it's definitely better. Like, it's not much better, but I think it's better than episode 9. I did, like, Bobby's right, where it's like not every episode needs to be like have a full-on lesson, especially with a show like this where often they mess up the message of the episode. I thought the monster was pretty cool. Despite how weird his design was, it was pretty cool. I thought that the main problem I have with it is like the stalker guy, because it's like they try to make him endearing.
Presence in the
episode. Yeah, they try to make him endearing when he made a ramen brand branded off of a girl's likeness who he doesn't really know that well.
He's also like weirdly
infatuated
capable.
With.
Like, yeah, he's kind of athletic, when he's fighting the cup noodle guy.
Yeah, like, so, and at the end of the episode, he's like, I'm just gonna make a second version. It's like, that's weird. Please do not do that. Please do not do that.
Nobody's gonna buy that, bro. You started like an apocalypse in the city.
True. It's like, I just gotta workshop it. No, bro. Ain't no workshopping. Okay. Like, you gave like everybody just like rageful ringworm. Nobody's gonna buy the second version.
That's what you call the second version, Sebastian. Raging ringworm.
No, but it was fine. I think that it was such a fever dream that it like I said this, but it's like the most fever dream episode. When we were watching, I was like, this is super fever dreamish. And often when stuff like that happens, it like exhausts me while I'm watching it, because I'm just like, I'm trying to process everything that's happening.
How are you a regular show fan? Like,
dude, see, but I grew up with it, right?
Well,
but
yeah.
like this, but it's like this is live action and everything looks like really muddy. Like when I watch a regular show episode, I know what I'm gonna get, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like regular show, every episode is a fever dream, so then it's not really a fever dream at that point.
Yeah, but with this, I had no idea what was happening. And the thing is like regular show is only 11 minutes long per episode, right? Yeah. So it has like a certain amount of time. So when it happens, it's like really quick. But like with Sentai, it's 20 minutes, and sometimes shots are so dragged out. It's like, I guess. Like,
they did the long Megazord shot in this one too.
They did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
In
That's
episode
another
9 they didn't
problem.
do it, which was good.
No, they
But
cut it
Yeah.
down.
10
You can always
okay.
tell the amount of effort or like script time put into an episode based on how much of the stock footage they actually play, and especially in like later Sentai seasons when they have like stock footage of everybody transforming and the Megazord going together and like putting like the weapons and all these things. Like, if there's an episode that's like chock full of like the standard stock footage sequences, you know that script was too short.
Yeah.
Right.
That's funny.
It again, it's like the thing of like, I guess it's an Akko episode, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
It would be
But-
rough if they justified this as an Akko episode and there wasn't another one for another like 8 to 10 episodes.
That's what's gonna happen, bro.
Mark, we're gonna cut back to this when we're on episode 16. You know,
Yeah, exactly. It's again like if it was like an actual Akko episode, it would probably, if it was more focused on her specific, because like think of how terrifying that is at like 16 years old. Is like the upperclassman at your school, who you think is like a little bit of a creep, is on like this big television screen advertising a ramen noodle brand based on your likeness, like that uses your likeness and uses your name.
While that is
well,
true,
okay, it's not
you
her
are a
likeness.
Power Ranger.
It's like an anime chibi version of her.
Yeah. But
That's
you
her
are
likeness,
also,
though. That
you-
is her likeness, just
you
in
are
anime
a Power
form.
Ranger though, bro. You can just do whatever you want. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
imagine, like, speaking legally, your likeness is like what your face actually looks like. If anything,
True.
like that's like an approximation of her likeness, right? Like if she wanted to go to court,
Yeah,
she couldn't technically sue him for any of this.
right. It's still weird, but it still like uses her name and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, but they don't really talk about that at all. And
Well, we got more important things to get to, like the cup noodle thing.
the god of cup of noodles. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
low-key feels like the first 7 minutes are just like nothing like actually happens. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's just so weird. But it's fine. Like, I don't hate it. But whenever I feel like I come across something like this in a show, that's like, sure, it's weird. Like, the show is weird. But like when it's something weird to this extent, it exhausts me. So I'll give it like a 7. I thought it was just okay.
Reestablishing the Noah Bobby twinning streak.
Yes,
no,
bro.
dude.
Yes,
No,
Give it
dude.
an
bro. Yes.
No, dude. No.
And here is why. Is because, okay, so first of all, I knew ahead of time that this episode was gonna happen. Like, I knew there was gonna be an episode with a cup noodle monster. And that's part of the reason I picked this show for the podcast. It's like,
No.
I really wanted to know
Bro was not disappointed. Bro was not disappointed.
This was the happiest Noah has ever been watching an episode of Jetman. I've
like,
never seen him. He was smiling throughout the entire
Noah was
episode.
cheesing the whole time, bro. He was cheesing
He
the
was
whole
so
time.
fun. He was so happy, and I was so miserable. I was just trying to get my best to get through it.
from my perspective, we're watching this show about 5 multicolored, like, people fighting evil monsters, right? And it's like, it's a 20-minute toy commercial, right? And the episodes before this have either been, like, very light on the actual plot, and it's just been, like, the boring day-to-day of these people, especially the episode with freaking Ryu's grandma, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then, or there's episodes that are like so heavy on maybe not the plot, but like the core character dynamics, right? And it's like, oh, the Jetman versus the Byron, like, and that's like the good stuff,
Mhm.
right? But then none of that carries over into the next couple episodes, and so you're just like holding the bag there, being like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
what happened to all that?
Mhm.
So to have, like Bobby said, to have filler that is like fun and like genuinely interesting, like if you're not going to build on the serialized story, which is something I've been complaining about for the last 2 episodes that we've recorded, is like the frustration that nothing with Maria is moving, and like, you know, Radigal hasn't done anything really, and none of the other characters besides Guy and Ryu seem to get focused in any meaningful way. And I mean, technically this is the Nako episode. Really in name only, because she doesn't actually learn anything, right? She just, like, just stuff happens to her. But like, we got some perspective on her life as a high schooler, and like her friends, and like her world outside of being a Jetman.
Mhm.
And then also it's got this crazy ridiculous cup noodle monster. Like, I will say, part of me wants the episode to have it where the cup noodle monster is just a third party,
Yeah,
and the Vyram are also confused.
yeah, that I mean, for the past few episodes, it has felt like it would be cooler if there was just a supernatural element about the the world that we're in, like with the ruby or the diamond, or like it would have been just really cool if it was this cursed diamond that's completely separate from the Vyram, but they recognize its power and they utilize it.
Yep.
And then it would be cool again. Like you could even still have the cup noodle, the god of cup noodles, work for the Vyram, right?
Yeah.
Just not as a dimension. It could just be like, oh, there's a cup noodle god who just so happens to be evil for whatever reason, and he wants to work with the Vyram, right? It would have been cool.
That's the only thing holding me back from giving it a 9 is like in my head, like there's a better version of the episode where even the Vyram are like, I guess we should try and work with this evil god, like who wants to poison through rock.
Yeah.
Who's just a giant cup noodle. It's just so absurd to the point that it's awesome.
Well, and he kind of doesn't fit in with the other Vyram monsters to this point. Like all of them have been very like, it's like their thing, and then like these very like reptilian limbs and like very disconnected, like, and not to use Bobby's own stuff against him, but like this relationship with metal and all these things, kind of like Bobby's been talking about with Hellraiser and all that. And then like on this side, there's like this cup noodle monster who almost feels like he should be in a different show.
Yeah.
It
is interesting. I do like that he is here though, because the point is that it's really any inanimate object that they can use, and they've kind of been spamming the more like metal based or like kind of grayscale whatever everyday items. And then it's cool to get a fun one that is a colorful cup noodle that's not something like a mirror or a sewing machine, right?
When are we gonna get toilet dimension,
bro? Toilet dimension, and it's like when Quagmire turns into the toilet. That's what it looks like.
Wait, that'd be tough.
That'd be awesome. So yeah, I'm giving it an 8. That is it for this episode of Barrier to Entry. Does anybody have anything they want to plug?
Gene Shorts channel, baby. I don't know when the next video's up because I'm been ill for like a week for no reason at all. But probably in the next 2 weeks, new video, baby. Okay, so by the time this comes out, because this will come out in 2 weeks, so it's probably a pretty good chance there will be a new video. But we'll see. Sebastian, anything you want to plug?
No, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's go.
Hell
bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
One day I will have something to plug, and you guys will not know about it. I promise.
Nah,
you.
Bro, you can't. You gotta keep it going, bro. You can't do it. You're pigeonholed into this.
You can't have any social advancement or any career advancement at all.
Even if
for the sake of this bit on our podcast.
Even if I try to make a channel one day, you guys will ask me, and I'll be like,
no,
don't think
no,
so.
Bro,
don't have anything to plug.
Heaven forbid you publish a book or an article or anything. We are not plugging that shit.
Oh, bro.
Guys, come on. You're just gonna replay footage of me saying no for the podcast.
He starts going into this big rant about what his thing is about, and it just cuts in the middle of it. To, no, not
That'll be awesome.
So.
Wait, can you give us a soundbite of you saying no? Don't think so right now.
No, don't think so.
Is it, Bobby? I need a clean one.
That makes it even.
That's
funnier.
all you're getting.
That makes it even
That's
funnier.
all you're getting. You're not getting another take.
You could cut me out, bro. You're the best editor I've ever met in my life, dude.
Oh, Noah's cooked. Noah's not doing that.
As for me, I got a YouTube channel. There's a new video on there. By the time this comes out, it won't be new anymore, but you can go watch it anyway. All that's linked in the description, along with our Instagram and our TikTok, and I think our Spotify link is down there too. So if you want to listen to these episodes instead of watching them, otherwise, like, comment, share, subscribe, tell everybody that you love Barrier to Entry.
Yes.
True.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.